Good afternoon.
We're still getting used to this new time. This morning I thought, I really want to keep the name the way it is? But I can't always guarantee I'm going to have espresso, and then that makes the name of the show weird.
I know, I told you.
What did you tell me? Tell me again.
That I think we need to change the name of our show.
Ooh, and then whoever has the coffee mugs from Espresso with Erin and Sarit is going to be a real OG. Uh-huh. Remember when it was called Espresso with Erin and Sarit?
What are we call it? What are we going to call it?
I just started thinking about that too.
Lunchtime with Erin and Sarit? Lunch.
ENS lunches. Oh my gosh. Doesn't even matter. You know what? When we were saying good morning, people in New Zealand and wherever else were probably like, it's not morning here.
It could be morning on a Wednesday, though.
No, when we were doing it at 6 a.m. Pacific, when we were doing it at 9:30? Like 5 hours ahead?
5 hours ahead? What? England is 5 hours ahead.
UK. Whatever.
Yeah.
I only do time zone math fluently for the United States.
Yeah.
And Canada. And
why
Mexico.
is it not like something with this camera looks different?
You can't see the thing over here. Probably.
How come?
I don't know.
All right, you guys. We're very transparent and we're very authentic. But after our live video and between this live video, something that's kind of shocking in our personal life happened, and I'm a little thrown off, but I'll be okay because all we can do is keep moving forward. We were talking about that yesterday. But if you're like, look at me and you're like, man, like Sarit's energy is like different. Dude.
I think you're the only one who knows, actually. Could anybody have tell before?
But anyways, shit's going on. We're humans, and that's why. End the story. Okay, let's get to the question.
So we're going to answer some questions today with an awesome attitude.
Yep.
Because this is for you guys.
Yep.
All right, cool. First question of the day. Let's make this bigger so we can read it. Pow, 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 pow. Here we go. Look at that. First question of the day is from Amanda Morin in Pennsylvania.
Is there a low impact alternative to jump roping in burn zone level 3? I just finished day 10. My kneecaps are killing me. Okay, more background on my knees if needed. I have cartilage damage in my right knee found during exploratory surgery. I've torn tendons in my knees in the past 6 years ago, and used to get cortisone shots in my knees for tendonitis from college sports. I was a softball pitcher. My orthopedic surgeon is recommended I keep running to a minimum to slow the cartilage damage in my right knee. Maybe jumping is similar to running. Basically, my knees have been through it, and I don't know if all the jumping is helping or hurting. Thoughts? That's a great question.
It is
Thank
a great
you so much
question.
for asking that.
And thanks for the background. Clearly, Amanda, you've watched this show before on the Q&A day where we're like, can you please elaborate? Or we wish we had more information. Okay, get in here because you're off the screen. Okay.
Okay, so for one, like if you're you said that your doctor told you that
to keep running to a minimum,
that you have cartilage damage. For one, if you're not already taking the joint 4 and omega-3s from X Endurance, you need to do yourself a favor and just take it.
Like stop what you're doing right now and order 2 bags and take it in the morning and take it at night.
Yeah, take 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night, and then 1 omega in the morning, 1 at night. You need to, you guys. For anybody who's doing like any like exercise as well, like if you want your joints to feel good, that is literally like the best investment that you can make. Also, from
I would say, like, if you have a physical labor kind of job, if you have any kind of impact on a regular basis, if you are doing intentional workouts, like, do yourself a favor and get the Joint 4 from X Endurance and just start taking it now. Like, our bodies, if we move correctly, will be better off, right? Like, we'll have healthy joints and whatnot, but there is still such a thing as wear and tear. So though we can, like, do our best with good quality movement and variety of movement and things like that, it's still, if we're jumping rope, it's still impact. If we're running, it's still impact. If you're lifting weights, there's still a lot of load being, you're still bearing a lot of weight on your joints. So in the long run, you can slow the degenerative process of your joints by taking that, and reduce inflammation with the omegas. And then we want, like, to go to the extreme on this, overall cell regeneration, or a slower degeneration of all of your cells than the essential, which is basically the daily foundation. No, that's the immune boost too.
Yeah.
Anyways, we could go on. This is for
Yeah.
joints.
So Joint 4 and Omega, you need to get your hands on those. I'm sure that Stacy's going to drop a link in the email or something. Stacy, if you haven't already thought about it, which I know you did, this is just a small reminder. But, other than that, it sounds as if, based on whatever your doctor said, because he said, keep running to a minimum. That means that anything that's high impact on your knees should be avoided. That being said, as great as it may sound, Burn Zone 3 is honestly, like, not the best service for you, because it is all high impact on your knees. Like, it's over 100 different jump rope movements. I would just say go to Burn Zone 4. And Stacey, if you can drop the link for that too.
There is some jump rope in Burn Zone 4.
There is a little bit, but with those, I would say just modify any jump roping movement to, like, burpees or something of that sort.
Or step backs, or
yeah. But Burn Zone 3, that's all jump rope. So if high impact on your knees is, like, a physiological issue, then if it doesn't serve you, let it go. Great question.
Next question?
Yep.
Next question.
Jesse Grant. Should there be a big shift in terms of workouts and nutrition when you switch from a goal of losing weight to a goal of building muscle definition?
It's a great question.
I'm within 5 to 8 pounds of my goal weight, so I'm considering shifting my focus towards muscle definition and body composition specifically. Will this require a distinct change in my workouts or nutrition? And is it more dependent on the other?
On one or the other. This is a great question.
Jesse Grant, I'm working with you one-on-one.
Hold on, can I like...
Yeah.
So this happens all the time. Like, I want to lose weight and I want to gain muscle. And there's a really big question of, like, can I do them both at the same time? Do I need to do one and then the other? What happens with my nutrition? Do I need to change my fitness? What are the parameters? What thing matters more than the other thing? So as a very basic umbrella, the movement that you do is going to affect the shape of your body underneath your fat. And the food that you eat is going to affect how what's underneath the fat recovers and builds, and how much fat is or is not on top of the rest of the muscle. I hope that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So nutrition is going to play a role in how much body fat I actually have. Mm-hmm. Predominantly, it's not like black and white, but how much body fat I have, and how well my muscles and everything are recovering. And then your movement, or the weightlifting, or whatever it is you're doing for fitness, is going to have more of a direct effect on the actual shape of what's underneath the body fat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you're doing whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Because whatever you're doing is working. I mean, I just know what you're doing. If somebody came to us from the community, from another community, having done something else, I'll need more questions. But I actually know what you're doing. You just need to give it time, and you need to practice patience and consistency and discipline.
But let's answer the question.
Okay.
Like, in terms of workouts and nutrition, should there be a shift when your goal switches from losing weight to building muscle definition? So check this out. When your goal is to lose weight, there's a combination of things we want to incorporate. Part of that being, taking a look at what are you eating, and then the other part being taking a look at what are you doing for movement. To make those sustainable and consistent, there's a lot of other things in your life that we want to look at, like who the influences are in your life, and what does your schedule look like, and what are your preferences, and what is your attitude, and what are the thoughts that you tell yourself, and how do you speak to yourself, and who are you watching, and what are you listening to. But if we're just talking about nutrition and exercise, there's some kind of movement you're going to want to be doing, which is going to help develop to a certain degree, depending on how you're doing it, the muscle definition that you have while you're losing body fat. So, it normally doesn't happen where it's like just one thing and then just the other thing. So the movement that you're doing, what I would say is focus the movement that you're doing on like what you want your muscles to look like. And if at the same time you're focusing on good quality of foods that are going in, then your goal of fat loss is going to, like, if that's the predominant goal, you're going to lose body fat. Now, when you're getting close to like the weight or the shape that you want to be in, your nutrition does change a little bit, but your fitness, you should have just continued progressing from wherever you were. So I wouldn't really say that changes. Mm-hmm. But the nutrition, depending if your goals change, the nutrition changes. Calories do matter. We don't focus a lot on calories because most people's problem isn't how many calories am I eating or not eating. That's actually the problem because it becomes obsessive. The problem is a lack of consistency. So step one with nutrition is get consistent and eat better quality of foods. Then we can start looking at the details. But by the time you get to a point where your body is a lot closer to where you would want it to be, where anything in your nutrition would really have any kind of shift, you will have developed much better habits by then anyways.
Yeah, and we're currently working on something anyway. So I wonder if you were asking that before.
Probably.
Yeah. But
that's a question that a lot of people have,
yeah,
so I wanted to answer it.
That's a great question. Kelly Kennedy from Ocean.
Hold up. Laura, just a quick thought on your local supplement king. And I didn't know Popeyes, I don't know if you're making a joke and talking about
like the fried chicken Popeyes. Yeah. I know, I was wondering that too.
But I would say anything that they carry is going to be cheaper. Anything that your local vitamin shop or whatever carries is going to be cheaper in money quality. And in quality.
Yeah.
And we might think like, oh, it doesn't matter. Just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways.
It's a supplement store in Canada.
Oh, got it. Okay, so next question, Kelly Kennedy.
From Ocean, New Jersey. Okay, here comes vulnerability wrapped up in vanity. Oof. Let's go, baby.
Cellulite.
Cellulite. Can I get rid of it? Even at my thinnest, I had cellulite in my thighs and butt. Is this genetic? Am I stuck with it? There is way too much confusing info online. Thanks, you guys are amazing. You're amazing, and this is a beautiful question, and I love it so much.
Wait, I want to ask, we are also information online. So what makes you trust us more than you trust any of the other information you've gotten? Yeah. I would love to know from you guys in the comments, if you listen regularly, what makes you trust us? If you trust us more than the information you get elsewhere on the internet, what makes you trust us more? Mm-hmm. I'm just curious.
I can only imagine that she's asking that because she's working with us.
Well, yeah,
but of course.
But I want to know,
never assume.
And when you like give somebody money to help you with a goal, like why are you trusting them? Like why are you trusting that person or those people or that group? Or...
You're real as shit. You're real and don't make grandiose promises. The realness.
In some places we make bold claims and grandiose
because you can tell
statements.
You're authentic and real. It's that simple.
Because I tried everything else. Only made sustainable progress with y'all. You become involved with this group, you discover your honesty and integrity. That's awesome. Integrity, transparency.
Thank you, guys.
You guys, you're just like straight up nailing our core values.
I know.
Of the company.
It's amazing.
It's so good that you guys can like see it externally.
I'm seeing results.
I trust you because y'all have been completely transparent in your daily lives to everyone to use because you're real and you do your research and you have gained my trust. That's awesome.
Thank you, guys. That means a lot. But
so we keep doing more of that.
So speaking about full transparency, I had this moment with the UTA the other day, and I will have it with all of you guys. And Kelly Kennedy, and this is actually everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys my cellulite. You guys, I have cellulite on my butt.
We want to zoom in. Whoop.
I don't know if you can see it.
Well,
but I got some cellulite right here.
Sarit's butt party.
This is kind of like weird, but. To answer your question, and this is from my own life experience, because yes, I've seen that on the interwebs they make some grandiose claims of lose your cellulite, no more cellulite, blah blah blah. So I mean, stretch marks and cellulite, it's a part of the game. So what cellulite is just like,
I have stretch marks. You want to show mine?
Sure.
Dude, I have some stretch marks up in here. Look at that. I don't know if they can see. Oh, can't see. Can you see that? Look at that.
Because your quads got too big.
Look at that. You see?
Yeah.
And when I get more tan, you can see them even more. It goes like all right here.
So look, cellulite is it's a fat deposit, and stretch marks is basically like your skin stretching. And as far as cellulite goes, the leaner you get, the less cellulite you have, but there is definitely a lot of genetics that go into it. Like, if genetically you have cellulite, even when you get leaner, like you will still see some cellulite, just to a lesser degree. So my answer is, can that be taken away from you? No. No, if you have it, no, it shall not be taken away from you. Can you improve it?
It is a beauty mark.
Yes. Can you improve it with lifestyle? Yes, absolutely. Because the lower your body fat percentage, the less room you will give cellulite to live in. That's really all it is. Where did I want to go with this? So are you stuck with it? To a certain degree, unless, there's a doctor out there that makes a grandiose claim, I will take all of your cellulite away. If you give me like $50,000 and I'll give you this surgery, my question is, to anybody who's either got cellulite or stretch mark, is how is life going to be different when you don't have that? what do you need to accomplish in order to be happy with that? Because I will tell you this, I have stretch marks on my butt. When I go to the beach, I rock them. Because, dude, I don't let my stretch marks define me. In fact, I've embraced it because that's a part of my story. Because if I was to tell you, dude, I used to be fat, I know what it feels like. You're like, no, I can't believe it. Like, you have a six pack. I'm like, okay, want to see my stretch marks though? I got them. You know, so like for me, it's a part of my story. And just like, you know, like I got some scars on my face. Like we all have scars. So like cellulite and stretch marks, loose skin, the way that I see it is that these are scars of your body transformation journey. It's a story. It's a part of who you are. Is it really like, how is life going to be different when your skin is taken away? Is it going to like make you feel so much more like confident when you're wearing a bathing suit? Is it going to like, what is your why? Like last night in the inner circle we were talking about your why. I think that so many people are just disconnected from their why, or maybe just haven't dug deep enough to find their why, that, you know, if something is not perfect, they're just not okay with it. There's so many imperfections that I have.
Like the way you say cellulite.
The way that I say cellulite, you know, like just numerous. But with me, it's like I know what my why is. And, you know, like for me, the stretch mark that I have and the little bit of cellulite that I have, like, at the bottom of my leg going into my butt, like that does not define my why whatsoever. It's a part of who I am. So the way that I see it is that as long as it's not a health hazard, I will just, and of course this is purely out of a personal opinion. If you're like Sarit, it just like I'm extremely uncomfortable with it and I hate it, I want to get rid of it, fine, go do it. But you know, from a physiological standpoint, the leaner you get, the less cellulite you'll have. However, if it's something that's genetic, you're gonna have a little bit of it to some degree. I would ask anybody, like if you're either struggling, when I say struggling, like is it taking away like energy and time from being productive? If you find that is the case, like I'm curious to know why. And if there was let's say a magic pill for that, how would life look different? Because I will tell you that if these stretch marks that I have on my butt were to be taken away from me, my life will not be different. In fact, I love them because that allows me to connect with more people. And that is my why, to help people solve what used to be my problem.
And remember where you came from and be grateful for where you are. And let's talk about vanity for a second. It's not all bad. Like, it's not all bad. We all want to feel awesome about ourselves. Like, and there are physical attributes that contribute to. The dangerous water is where you let it define you. Vanity, excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance or achievements. I admire my quads. Sure as shit. That's fine by me. I don't see anything wrong with that. I admire the way that I look. I think everybody wants to admire the way that they look, and for each individual person, that just might look different. That's your preference, that's your choice, that's totally up to you. You can be a size 12 and admire the way that you look. You're happy about it, you feel good and healthy, great. I'm all about it. You could be a size 4 and admire the way that you look. As long as you're happy and not like if you're truly happy, you're not disrespecting yourself. That, like, those two go hand in hand. I'm happy for you. That's your choice. But I don't think it's all bad to have pride in or admire yourself.
No, I think you should. I think it is your duty and obligation, because if you can't admire yourself, you can't think highly of yourself.
And you're like, if you're saying like, if you're letting like if Sarit let her 6-pack define her,
I used to,
then it's like she wouldn't be the same person if she didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she wouldn't like she would lose happiness. Now, there's another piece to that is like, if I don't feel like I'm at my best, then there is a lack of happiness, because it translates into the action that you're taking or not taking.
Mm-hmm.
This is for my own life. If I'm taking if I'm taking like average action, or if I'm taking like subpar action and, you know, not treating myself well, then no, I'm not going to be happy about that. And then I just like ask what the reason is. We're like diving deep into a rabbit hole right now. But what I'm saying is vanity's not all bad, guys. It's okay to want to admire yourself and think that you're awesome. You should think that you're awesome. We're here because we want you to think that you are awesome. You are the shit. Now, there's a difference between confidence, arrogance, and there's one more word. Confidence, arrogance, and what's the other one?
Ignorance?
No. It's another like self-esteem. Shoot. They're trying to help me, I know it. Confidence. Maybe they'll say it in here.
In the synonyms part.
Arrogance. Ego.
Uh-huh.
We all have an ego. Ego, arrogance, and confidence. To have confidence is to, let's look these up. Arrogance, the quality of being arrogant.
Great. Helpful dictionary. Helpful.
Okay, arrogant. Having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or ability. An exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. And normally this translates into like an I'm better than you kind of attitude. Uh-huh. Right? Like arrogant. Like it's all about me. Everything's about me. Serve me. Do things for me. I'm better than you if I have more than you. Like that's arrogance. Confident. Feeling or showing confidence. Feeling or showing certainty about something. I am very certain when I walk in a room, people are going to look at me. Because I look like I do something different.
But arrogant is when you walk into a room and say...
And expect.
Hey, yeah, it's like, hey, everybody, I know you're going to look at me, so let me just stand right here.
When you're putting your self-worth on people looking at you. Everybody, you should look at me. You should look at me. Arrogance, confidence, having certainty in something. I'm certain in my ability to succeed financially because of the things that I'm working on in my own personal growth, the actions that I take every day, the way that I help people. I'm confident in that. I'm confident that my body's going to look awesome because I know the actions that I take that align with that stuff, right? Confidence, arrogance, ego. A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. So the ego is like, how important do I believe that I am to me? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, arrogance is the person who talks but doesn't do shit. Confidence is the person who does all the shit and doesn't need to say anything because the action speaks for itself. Ego is your own sense of self-worth, self-importance.
Great.
Which should never be defined by anybody but you. I don't know where we got on this topic, but I think it's cool to clarify those.
This is a great conversation, and I want to add more to that. There's nothing wrong with vanity, and you should focus on vanity, because if you don't,
it's a driver.
If you don't looking and feeling good a priority, then you're just going to lack confidence. Like, looking and feeling good sells you on yourself, that you are worthy, that you deserve it. And this is why everybody loves to look and feel good, because it makes them feel worthy of life. So it should be a focus. And like you said, it's a driver for the ego. Like, the ego is a part of who we are. However, focusing on vanity alone, or letting your vanity define you, it's like, I have a six-pack, therefore, like, I'm this, like, I'm the shit. Look, I'm telling you, I used to be one of these people. You can have the greatest body in the world, but
I'm gonna call.
If that is your only focus, here's a rude awakening that you'll have once you have arrived at that great body, that you're gonna be unfulfilled. And that's why you will see so many asshole, like, athletes and shit. We know so many people like that who used to be in our life, like, think, ooh, like, I can lift this amount of weight, or I look this and that. I'm like, yeah, but your action.
Here's a perfect example. Go on Instagram and find the profile that has the most ab pics or ass pics. I just called a bunch of people out. It's just an example. That's your self-worth. What happens if that goes away? And you have no more Instagram with only ab photos? Like, you used to do this all the time.
All the time.
You used to take ab shots all the time. And you still do it, but now it's for inspiration. For one, it's a reminder, I'm doing great things. For two, it's an inspiration for the people who are going for that. Vanity is a motivator. It's a motivator. It's like, I think we were listening to the same podcast this morning. It's like cars, or a nice house, or a material thing. People are like, oh, you should be happy without material things. Yes, of course, you should. I agree. But it's a motivator.
For me, it's, at this point in my life, it's a symbolism of alignment at a higher degree. Like, I'm pursuing excellence, therefore I need to see that on myself every day. Because if I don't look excellent, how can I believe that I have what it takes to practice excellence? I cannot believe it, because I gotta see it first. I used to have, like, when I used to be active on my personal Instagram page, every single day I'll post an ab photo. And yes, I let vanity define me, and I was definitely cocky about it. And I told you guys a bunch of times that I used it for my advantage. Like, I used to get so much attention, and I was like, yeah.
Arrogance.
I was arrogant, absolutely 100%. And then it got me in trouble. And then, some relationships that I actually valued were audited, because I realized what that sort of attitude did to people that I actually cared about. And I'm like,
but they were audited.
Who are you?
They were audited against your will.
Yes.
Like, we talk about auditing relationships a lot, like, by our choice.
Yeah.
That was, yes, by the choices that you made, but you didn't make the decision to audit the relationship. You got audited.
Yeah. So, I use it for my experience that, okay, maybe you need to stop being arrogant, and maybe you have something special. Okay, great. But you are not special. Like you're all great, but nobody is special. And the reason why I'm saying that nobody is special, because, you know, like, God forbid, you know, you or I or any of you guys, like, if you leave, like, planet Earth today, like, planet Earth is still gonna be planet Earth. That's why I'm saying you're not special. Like, the world's not gonna stop. It's the harsh truth, but it is. You know what I mean?
But you need to be special to you.
Yes. You need to treat yourself with love and with respect, because if you don't, then mentally you're not prepared to show up for game day. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So when I was just focused on vanity, I'll tell you that I was very unfulfilled.
Because it's all you have, and all you do is fear losing it. Yeah, think about it. If you put your self-worth into your abs.
Maybe. I will tell you this. Like, me of back then, I wasn't as much of a critical thinker, so I wouldn't know how I used to think, because I'm not that person anymore.
Sure. But you're like subconsciously, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe that's why I would self-sabotage when I wasn't perfect. I'm not sure.
Here's why I say that. Because the people who have built, like, their business, so let's say something happened, you know, wouldn't happen. Let's say, like, not by your choice, you had to take something that made you gain like 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't feel great about it. It would feel pretty shitty, just because you wouldn't feel your best. You feel tired, you feel slow, you feel like probably uncomfortable in your clothes. Your confidence would go down a little bit because you're used to performing a certain way and being the example. We are an example physically for you guys. But what would happen is you wouldn't like fear that it's all lost, because you know how to get it back and keep it again. It's not like, I'm saying, like, not by your choice.
So I don't let that define me.
Hold on. So the other example of this is the people who have built, like, really amazing and helpful businesses from almost nothing, if not nothing, don't fear losing it. Because if they lost it all, they still have them. They still have the skills, the mindset, the grit, the attitude, everything that they learned in that process to go and do it again. You could take everything away, they'll go do the same thing again. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Back at square one, but that's confidence. So that's what we want to build, is if somebody were to take something away from you that you earned, for one, it's much more difficult for somebody to take something from you that you actually earned. For two, you have full confidence you can get it back. Mm-hmm. But if you didn't earn it, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fear. Somebody, you won the lottery.
Yeah, you know, you guys, life is a journey. And I remember ever since I became a teenager, I became obsessed with abs, because I thought that abs would make me special. And I was trying to get it for a really long time, but I didn't have the right approach, so I kept on losing and gaining. And then I had an experience that, you know, just changed my perspective, and I started treating my body with respect, and my body finally fell into place. And you know, when my body fell into place, at first I used it to my advantage to just prove to myself that I'm special. But then I realized that, shit, what now? Like, deep down, I really didn't feel special. I felt unfulfilled. I knew that I felt unfulfilled. Most people will call it empty, But, something that I would give myself credit for is that I was always intuitive and spiritual. Like, I knew when something felt right. I knew when something felt off. I knew when I felt connected to a thing, a person, a place, whatnot. I could just feel it. I couldn't describe it. And I was going for a career that was just not aligned with me. And I had to make a choice. You either go for what society calls the flashy things, which now knowing what we know about, having studied our mentors, it's like, it's all bullshit anyways. But, like what society considers to be like the pinnacle is just didn't sit well with my heart. And it's kind of like what you've been taught by your parents, whatever, or like, just go on your own path and just like get judgment for it. And for me, like, it was always really important to just, when I go to bed at night, when you're doing like, when you're leading your life with integrity, when you go to bed at night and you find peace.
Yeah. No matter what happened that day, no matter what anybody said to you.
If somebody said, Sarit, I'm really upset with you on your decision, or I can't believe you're doing that, like, it felt right. So I made my decision, instead of going for medicine, to go to seek an industry of what will get people away from going to the hospital. Sacrificed everything for that, and regardless of the hardships, I don't think that this is for today's topic, with being an immigrant too, like, when something fulfills you, you will walk through fires in order to get it. When you're clear on your heart, like money or abs, all these things, like, that's all vanity. That doesn't define you, and that doesn't give you sanity. And that's how, for me, for my own life experience, like, I know what fulfills me in life. And I will tell you this, that in this day and age, what fulfills me, for one, my health gives me peace. That is why I'm so passionate about, because it gives me a peace of mind, so I can go and do what I have to do to, bring fulfillment to my soul. You and Boogie bring me fulfillment. You guys anchor me. I need that.
And soon to be?
Sister.
Sister.
And then you guys bring me fulfillment.
100%.
Like, I'll tell you this, last night we were so pooped, and we still like had to go through emails, and like, we have a dead stop in the evening because otherwise it leaks over to the next day. And we read this email.
My gosh.
That it's like, dude, like, it's all worth it. Like, seeing you guys, like, just become a better version of yourself, overcome things that you didn't thought you could before, like, dude, that's the kind of shit that keeps me going, honestly. Like, I don't care what's gonna come my way. Shit comes our way. Shit's gonna keep coming our way. But, fulfillment is, just fulfillment, I feel like, is knowing that you're just in alignment, that your mind and your spirit is in alignment. And for me, peace of mind is knowing that physically and mentally I'm in alignment. And I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah.
So Kelly, to go back.
Don't feel bad for wanting to
you need
a piece of that vanity.
Vanity is important for confidence. Like, there's no way in hell that I would feel confident whatsoever to teach you anything that I'm teaching you if I didn't look the part.
Yep. Movement, nutrition, mindset.
There's no way in hell.
Movement, nutrition, lifestyle, and financial. If we didn't have our shit together, we would not feel confident to bring it to you?
Vanity is important because we are evolutionary beings, and therefore it's like people are going to judge you whether you like it or not.
Whether you're doing good things or bad things too.
Yeah, so it's like, what you get when you look a certain way is you get that initial step of, ooh, I approve you, or ooh, I want to get closer to you, or ooh, I want to know you, but it doesn't get further than that. So like vanity is important, but what's deeper than that? I feel like once you start pursuing not just the physical, but what's deeper than that, that drives the vanity part, that's when you really start to feel magic in life. Yeah.
Fulfillment.
Yeah.
Fulfillment.
All right, you guys. Well,
what a show.
That being said, great episode today. Truly enjoyed it. I hope that you guys did too. Hey, you guys, of course, we do this because it fulfills us, because we love to hang out with you and to see you. But truly, one of the reasons that we're doing this is because we know that we have a very special message that the world needs to hear. So all that we ask is that if you found value in today's episode, just please do us a favor and share it. Share it with somebody who either wants to feel better about themselves, or maybe is a little too cocky because now they got abs and they think that like their shit don't stink. And you're like, bitch, your shit still stinks. But yeah, either way, we're really grateful for you taking your time and energy out of your day to join us. Of course, you guys are the living, breathing proofs of this mission, and there's nothing like the ENS Army. All we want is for it to grow.
Yep.
Because that's when the magic really starts to happen. So please, 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 be selfless and share this episode with somebody who who will find value in this. And that being said, we will see you guys tomorrow.
Mañana.
At noon Eastern.
Bye.
Take care, you guys.